Welcome. Warming up for some more co-op tonight. Thought I was going to come in warm up with some moments, but I don't have any moments available to play, so here we are. I could probably do a showdown, just if I was trying to warm up with something to grind. I have to draft and everything. Which is fine. But I didn't want to. What up, Greg? Time to escape from the so-called dog-eat-dog world and enter the dude-eat-food world. But what if I told you I got that dog in me? Would that be a dude food eat or ate dog world? Or if I ate a hot dog, would the dog inside me also be eating? Therefore, we continue the cycle of dog eat dog. I would say you aren't working with me. Got him. What's up tonight, Greg? How we living? After all the hype last week, how did it end up being that the Pope ended up being a White Sox fan? I don't think that was on our bingo card of discussion last week. Okay, but can I bet that dog? What up, Dibs? Can I bet that dog? Last week, I think I told you that we were watching How to Train Your Dragon TV show. And then my sister's visiting this week, so we were scrolling on Netflix for something to watch for like 15 minutes. I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. And then finally she was like, oh, I haven't seen Avatar The Last Airbender yet. And so we started watching that. We got through like the first 5-6 episodes. She enjoyed it. My mom enjoyed it. My dad was watching too. I think he enjoyed it. Chillin'. I'm good. Nothing crazy today. After a stressful last month of work, this week has been a lot more chill, thankfully. Still a lot to do, but not quite as insane. Ready for pizza ball of jokes and memes. I got an entirely different set of jokes. Nice. Dibs, are you up for a co-op tonight? We'll get Greg back on the docket one of these days. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity first who hasn't played yet. And we'll see what happens. I think I enjoy your family. What a great taste in TV shows they have, right? It's a good time. What up, Jackie? Jackie says, please tell Diablo to check his DMs. What platform are we talking about? Discord? Chicago got a Pope sooner than it got a quarterback that could throw 4,000 yards in a season. Nice. Unless Caleb Williams can throw 4,000 yards. They technically did get Caleb Williams before the Pope. He just hasn't done it yet. But if it's defined by a quarterback that can 4,000 yards, remains to be seen. Oh, I'm living on the technicalities today. If you're awake around 9:30 your time, nah, I'll be off stream by then for sure. Big Ten has more popes than the SEC. I think I got that one. Is it 1-0 or are there other popes in the pool? I've rediscovered remote play on my phone. I've been playing Moments all throughout work this afternoon. Nice. Do you have to have a good phone to do remote play, or it's all done on the server side, right? So it's just about the internet connection at that point? Or does it use processing power on your phone, if you happen to know? If the co-op queue is open, I'm coming in. Yeah, well, I'll let you know. A couple people said that last week that they wanted to play. So if they're here in the next, like, 10 minutes, I'll let them hop in. If they're not, Greg, then you can play. That's the first time there's ever been a U.S.-born pope. Oh, wow. So Chicago really representing the United States. I like it. I'll take it. Also, I was born, like, 5 minutes away from his church. No SEC popes. Okay. 1-0. And we're going to keep the score right there. Has MLB The Show gone on sale yet? Actually, I think it has. I think it was $20 off last week. And of course, that means you know that there's a stub sale going on right now. 30% off. Don't quote me on the $20 off number, but I feel like that's what I remember them saying. I remember trying to do remote play even on my computer. Like, the PlayStation is here, sitting next, like, literally, it sits on top of my computer. My PC desktop. There's literally 3, maybe 4 inches of space between my PC and my PlayStation. And even then, I was still getting too much lag on my computer to be able to do remote play. So I'm curious how it goes on the phone. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, the church was in the middle of a string of 400 straight years of Italian-born popes. How long did it continue after that? The season is over. Let's see if I get anything for my 6 games of Weekend Classic. Looks like I do not. One from Poland, one from Germany, one from Argentina, and now one from here. It's getting crazy. Hey, Jorge Polanco, Chase 9, and Egg Hunt Series players. Interesting. So it's very, like, specific. Chase 9 and Egg Hunt Series players. Can it be other players too, like random old cards like Pipeline and all that, or no? Streak ended in 1978. Okay, so we got another 200 years after. Italy had a 400-year winning streak. Any new cards since Glass got on? Still Willie Castro, 285,000 stubs. This card is new. I haven't seen this one yet. It's a DH, primary DH. There's very few of those in this game. Standout series. All right. Let's see if I'm anywhere close to any of these collections. I feel like there's 3 of these cards where I'm like really close to getting them. And I'll probably have to do like collections to do some of them. I'll be so annoyed if they don't drop a single extra Pipeline card, because I really don't want to do Conquest. These cards are not expensive, but I think they are going up a little bit. And I'll be able to get 34. Jolt series, I only have 5 of these. And I feel like I should have more of these just because I feel like I would have gotten the innings done at some point. Like I haven't been playing that much, but I haven't not been playing that much. Only have 5,000 here, so maybe I just haven't used Tigers. Yeah, I guess I really haven't used Tigers much. And then there's PXP. Is there PXP with players, or is it just these tasks in general? First, so long, the 28 collection. As long as the cards are 15 and not 25. 20th anniversary. How many of those cards do you need? See, like this Astros, like I'm not too far behind. I'm only 10K behind. I just need 3 more strikeouts. That'll give me 5K. And then this Alvarez card, that also gives you 10K. There's a lot of stuff here that's just like kind of close, probably. You're saying that you're playing the game inefficiently? Oh, yes, sir. Do you know how many games I've played of ranked, Jackie? I've probably played more ranked games than like most people that are usually in chat. Only because I haven't done any grinding other than moments. The first week the game came out, I played like 50 games. Let's actually find out. Let me see how many ranked games I've played. What's the best way to find that? My record, maybe? I've played only 4 days, only in quotes, of Diamond Dynasty. I like how it just doesn't show. I don't know if you can see it behind everything on the screen, but it just jumps from 2020 to 2025 for some reason. I've played 60 games of ranked, plus who knows how many co-op games. I'd be right there with you if I knew how to hit a fastball. One final remark about Papal names. Leo is presumably the 4th most picked name with a 14. What's up, Dan? Happy summer, sir. 4th most picked name is Leo. Interesting. Where are we at in the reward path? 125. Should probably sell some cards. You got 2 more weeks of school? Even as a senior? That's kind of rough. I think as a senior, they let us out, at least by this time, just because, I don't know, because everybody had senioritis and they said we don't need to be here anymore. Graduate May 31st. And it's a long ways away. Can't believe there's all these programs and I have finished all of the moments that I can finish, except for like 1. You need a little bit more with Spotlight, okay. 1 more base hit with a primary shortstop. I thought I finished that one. Really thought I did. 30 Furtend. Primary right fielders. Don't have these cards. Don't have these cards. I have one of these cards. All right, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to do missions, I guess. All of this was just so I could get the Corbin Carroll card to put him on my Speed Cheese team. Running out the top 5 is Pius. The most recent of which was Pius the Seventh, who had the misfortune of being Pope during the Second World War. At least this one we have some headway. First baseman and catchers. Okay. Last call for anybody who wants to play co-op. Otherwise, me and Greg are going to play some duos. If anybody wants to hop in on trios, feel free. And I should have time for about 3 games tonight. Oh, 12. My bad. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know who that is. I thought I was getting another wedding invite, and I was like, oh, this is too many in one year. Yeah, I didn't even open the Wyatt Langford one. But at least you have like more stuff to do. Like once you knock out the other 4 or whatever, it's not so bad to finish out that last one, but I haven't done those, so here we are. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send it, Greg. We're going to start with some duos. Maybe we'll add one more before the end of stream. I didn't really see where my ranking was, but I'm going to guess 550. Because I think we were in the World Series game last year, the last season, and we did not hit World Series. So we lost that game, and then I didn't play after that. So I don't know if that puts me to 550, 500, 600. You know what game I need to be on sale, Jackie? Instead of MLB The Show is Out of the Park. I'm just playing it on my phone, and I want to put it on my computer, but I don't want to pay full price when I'm already got it for $10 on my phone. MLB The Show 25 is now $50. Yeah, so $20 off right now. You can get the Digital Deluxe Edition for $30 off. Ooh. Out of the Park is on mobile for $10. Yeah, and you can do franchise mode. It's like a lighter version of franchise mode from what I understand. I haven't played it, and you can do their online mode, which is like Diamond Dynasty basically. You can do that as well. I brought back my Brian Reynolds, and if you're down, I might mess around with the Carlos Correa. Is that Todd Helton? Nice. Like it. All right, so we got 2 lefties, a switch. I have a righty. Let me bring in this Correa card. I'm just going to have so many lefties. I am going to go with a righty, actually. So primary, shortstop only. Could go switch with the Albies, but I think we already have second base. Well, my second base is Utley, who I'm replacing. I might mess around with this Ozzy Albies. And Cattell's way up on inside edge. I've used Cattell so much, though. Who do you prefer, Greg? Albies or Cattell? Or the Park has always been on mobile. Yeah, it's been on mobile for a while. But I just played like their their Diamond Dynasty mode on my phone. It's pretty easy to get going. But I feel like there's some information, like some stats, match reads and stuff that get hidden a little bit. Join the chat, getting flashbacks to when we had intros. That was a fun time, Dirty Bird. I saw someone do that the other day. I forget who. It might have been somebody in the Out of the Park community. I think I saw that person like play an intro when someone came in, so it was pretty cool. I miss those days. Actually grind for that. All right, I'm just gonna go with Ozzy Albies because I haven't used him yet. Ottavino and Lasagna, and away we go. We got 3 switches. I brought a righty as well. I'll just log in and let the game make coins for me. Fair. What you up to today, Dirty Bird? What you playing? Brian Reynolds in center, sure. Albies, I'm going to put him behind a lefty somewhere. Correa. Nicholas Evan Carter. Willie McCovey in right field. Oster Charleston. Might actually put him in. Hopefully you can play right field. If not, we might move some people around. All right, we don't want 2 lefties in a row. So we're going to do something like that. In fact, I'm going to put Correa lead off. Can we get a DH righty? Man, I don't want to take Kurtz out of the game. We'll see how that goes. We might switch that up for next game. I think they added microtransactions. Haven't they always had microtransactions? I did buy $25 worth of points, not gonna lie. Because the beginning, when you're trying to grind out, like, the beginning of your lineup is so miserable. So I just got some players at the beginning, spent it on golds. And I feel like it was very worth it. BR currently sit on 2.2 million stubs after the Weekend Classic, trying to keep it going. Nice. Where'd you end up? Are you like playing an Immortal and everything? This week I played my 6 games and I stopped after that. Also, Overwatch has their new mode I was talking about like weeks ago. And I finally got to play it this week after it being out for like 2-3 weeks. And it's been a ton of fun. So I'm just itching to get back to it. Final rating was 1340. Good lord. You like playing on Go difficulty, Dirty Bird? Is it fun? We're selling out to Diablo. Yeah, exactly.
0-1.
The no sells hold. Very true. Whoa.
1-2.
Thought it was going to be a curveball. Forgot he had a screwball. Now we know. All right, there's that extra base hit with a primary shortstop that I needed.
Over the fence, that's
Carlos Correa in his first at bat and goes right down the line. A decent skill gap after they made PCIs bigger on Go. Okay, fair. Is it the same size as a Legend PCI now? I think that makes sense. Talking smack about me on YouTube?
2-1.
No, sir. On Twitch. So far, this guy likes his outside fastball.
That's a ball. Oh, gee. We got a full count.
Same as Legend? Okay. I feel like that's a good idea. I always said that, like, I personally think that the difference in pitch speed is okay between levels. They really have to do something about playing on like different levels. Like it should be a little bit easier to choose what difficulty you're playing on, so that it's a little more easy to be consistent. I'm okay with that, but I don't like when they make it harder and make it less rewarding, which I feel like is the case when you shrink the PCI a ton. And then I feel like on top of that, there's like additional RNG that goes against you at those levels. You just don't find it as often because of more swings and misses. But all that being said, I'm okay with the decisions that they generally make on that, but they have to give somewhere. And I think if they give on PCI size, that's a good thing. You can make it faster, but then don't make it less rewarding. Didn't see the message. My phone's cooked. Yeah, it's in there. Kind of warming up to the idea of having a 0 PCI on an outside slider. I'm also like
2 balls, 1 strike.
Kind of okay with it. I think you should be able to foul it off probably, but I think if you ambush inside and you get a low and away slider, if you can't hit it, like that's not like illogical, I think. Should be a wider window. I agree with that as well. I think when they also like started the year with Hall of Fame accidentally being at 600 instead of 700 or whatever they did. I thought that was better too. The weird stuff is stuff like that. I feel like they could easily change in the middle of the year much more often than they do. Like, I don't know. I would probably do like 600 to 900 on Hall of Fame, just because like you said, I think you said you ended at 1340. Meaning now that they've added a lot more range, like people can go a lot higher. So I wouldn't mind if they went like 600 to 900 being Hall of Fame, 900 to like 1100 or 1200 being on Legend, and then go above that.
Got him.
900 to 1100, if not 1200. I agree. Because why not? At least you get is 10 points even if you play someone in the 500 rating. Right.
No, that missed. That's a
Not
ball.
Dude Food arguing in favor of foul balls. When I say PCI, I mean inner PCI. But yeah, if you can foul off a slider, meaning you can foul off the slider, but you're not allowed to hit it, put it in play. That's the only caveat I'll put, because
Count.
how small the PCI would be, you'd basically have to like square up a ball just to foul it off, if that makes sense. I'm saying all this as like someone who does not care at all anymore. Like this weekend, I woke up on Saturday, which is the day that I was planning on playing my weekend classic games. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing at all. And so I
What you got?
ended up getting lunch and stuff. And when I came back, I did start itching to play. And so I played my 6 that evening. But then after the 6, I was like, I have no desire to play anymore. So all of this is like,
Ball.
none of it has to do with whether I would enjoy it or not. I just think it like makes sense, you know?
We got a full count.
All the stuff that we just talked about. I just think those are the things that make a lot of sense for just the concept of wanting the game to be better for everybody who plays it. And not selfish, because probably wouldn't anyway.
All 4. Runner, take your base.
He's going to swing anyway. Why not argue for his own benefit? Also true.
One.
Didn't even play the classic. Didn't play enough PvP. And the rewards I'm gonna buy eventually anyway. True. The rewards weren't that good, right? Ryan Reynolds in center field, not the greatest speed, not the greatest defense, but hit high, plenty high in the air for a fly out. Do you want to play with Scott Rowland and Santana though? So I'll come play some ranked sometime this week. Makes sense. How's your stub count looking, Diablo? / inventory. I'm just here to take what you say slightly out of context for comedic effects. Because that's what I do best, and I don't care. Well said. Let me actually double check that this Charleston plays right field. He does. Cool. As I was saying that, I was like, wait a minute. All the Negro League players actually have like 12 secondary positions, so the fact that he only has 3 or 2 secondary positions is wild compared to the rest of the series. I knew that was coming. Couldn't do anything about it.
1-0.
I like how when we actually put in the righty, so we're not too lefty heavy, then they pitch a righty.
Leading off for the Dominican Republic, the designated hitter, Kyle Higashioka.
Did he go? Nope. Ball.
Only 600K. That's like a bunch of cards. Santana will get rolling once I finish the Negro League storylines. Do you need the Santana towards Roland?
2-1.
Or could you have finished Roland if you didn't get the Santana?
Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Like, do you have all the grind cards already?
Did he go?
Full count. Greg gets the pop-up. You have 1 million coins on FIFA from just playing.
Ball.
You need to purchase the Spotlight players, so kinda yes, but not really. Okay.
Hoo-yah.
I think I see what you're saying. Like, you probably wouldn't need every single one, but you probably wouldn't need 5 out of the 6, and at that point, you might as well get the 6 or whatever. However the math works out. It's a good back foot slider. I tried to throw that pitch like 6 times last inning, and they fouled them all off. It is interesting how different stub count goes in MLB The Show from year to year. Because there were a couple years, like 21, 22, something like that,
0-2.
where you could just farm stubs in like 20 different ways. And every once in a while, I get like not the itch, but like my gut reaction sometimes is to tell people like, oh, it's so easy to get stubs. Like, why are you playing with XYZ card when you can just buy this person in the market? Because you can just easily access cards, and it's not exactly the same anymore. Like, you still have the free reign to do Diamond Quest as much as you want and farm stubs that way, but
Nope, that's
I don't know.
outside. Ball.
I think like the repeatable packs and like other stuff that they had for a couple
Ball
years
outside.
put it at a different level of being able to farm stubs.
And foul.
Which is kind of, that came from, like, that thought process came from the last few weeks of people being
2-2.
like pretty upset that the Willie Castro card is in packs.
Ball. Counts full.
And like most of the concepts I agree with when people say, like, you know, why is the best card in packs, and also like inflated because of durability and overall, or durability and whatever discipline or whatever attributes they were boosting or removing, toying with basically between different cards. And so he's like a 91, 92, whatever he is, 93 maybe. But he's like significantly better than other people that are at a similar overall because of those attributes. And so I understand that concept, but there's like some amount of it where it's not like other games where you genuinely have to put in your credit card to get that card. Like, the only way to access certain cards or certain items in certain games is to purchase currencies that can only be like, that are only correlated to US dollars or real life dollars of some kind. And that's not the case in MLB The Show. Like, yes, it's in packs. Ooh, okay. Ryan McMahon. That might be the first time I ever hit a ball with Ryan McMahon. I feel like I strike out with him every time. And it's not like that in MLB The Show. Like, yeah, it's in packs. It's the most expensive card. It's pretty hard to accidentally get the card in like free packs because there's not as many free packs in the game as there used to be. All that stuff is true. But at the end of the day, you can make a choice to not collect Santana and just go in the market and buy the card for doing like 10 diamond quests. And when I think of it that way, there is a little part of me that's also like, okay, like, you can just make a choice to get the card without putting money in. 2K is very bad. You have to spend money. Absolutely. I think when I did play for a couple of years, everybody was like, yeah, when you start your My Player, just assume that you have to put in like $150 or something just to be competitive at the start of the year. I'm not sure how bad it gets with my team necessarily, but those are the kinds of things I would hear for like My Player. Diamond Quest is still good for stub farming, but for me, regardless of whatever the meta was, I just flip players in the app or my phone browser, which was hell. Yeah. They had some weird interfaces for that for a while. And yeah, that's another thing. Even if you don't have, I don't know, for whatever reason, you're not grinding cards like myself. Sorry, you're not grinding out the cards, not grinding out the missions or whatever. Just a casual player. You still have the ability to flip cards. There's so many people like at the beginning of the year who just, they're flipping for like a week, and then they have all the stubs that they'll ever need for the rest of the year.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
So as long as those mechanisms are in the game, it's almost a choice. Like, yes, you do have to trade time for the money, for the stubs and all that. Like, there is that trade-off, but at some point, you're not getting anything for free. Like, either you're putting in time or you're putting in money. And like, I feel like the options are there. So all that to say, like, I agree with the points that people make about the Willie Castro card. But until they actually lock cards behind dollar bills, 1-to-1, there's still a limited amount of frustration that it will have. The lack of needing a card is the only reason I play Diamond Dynasty. The lack of needing a card.
1-0.
As in, like, if they forced you to have certain cards, then in order to finish it, then you would not play. Castro's frustrating. I just need 3 days to get him, though, yeah.
One and one.
It's just less, like, obvious, I want to say. Like, previously, there were a lot more steps to make it so that, yeah, actually, you have to grind in order to get these cards. And I wonder if there's an argument there. I'm not saying I'm making this argument. I'm just thinking out loud. But I wonder if there's an argument there to say, like, it's more unfair to have cards that are locked behind grind than it is to put them in packs. Because the people that want to spend money have to waste their time grinding. Those, I'll put those in quotes. I wonder if there's an argument to be made there. Shane P, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Hope you're doing good.
Ball.
I'm just arguing with myself in my head out loud right now.
No, that's down. Ball.
Oof. Because I'll be, like, personally, I care about free time a lot more than I do, like, having extra money. Like, because I'm in a place right now where, yeah, I have to grind to, like, get the money up and all that. Like, that's just a stage of life. And at times you just have to do that. So, yeah, like, I am working towards money goals for sure. That being said, I value free time a lot more than just having money. And so if I had the money and I had to choose and I had extra money laying around, I would probably feel worse if a card was locked behind grind rather than in a pack. Then again,
2-0.
there's an argument of, like, why bother playing the game at that point, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. I don't know. I think the arguments are closer than people automatically think just because of how the blueprint of this game has been throughout history. Can't expect a gaming company to not have cards or items that you have to pay for. I understand the best cards being chase packs because that's how they make their money. We are blessed. This isn't 2K where you literally have to pay. Agree. And one more point that I've brought up before, I think, as well, is, like, they have, like, every single year, it's a publicly, I think it's a publicly traded company, I'd assume. They're part of Sony, so I assume they are.
Ball.
Let me double check that.
2-1.
I don't know how the financials work with them not being Sony itself, but a studio within Sony. Sony's definitely public. I don't know how it works with Sony San Diego, but I mean, companies like that, they are required to make more money than they did last year. And so when they have years that, like this year, where they're making less money because they're going to sell less games because it's on less platforms, because of, you know, they're phasing out the generation. So they're just selling fewer games, so they have to make up their money other ways somehow. And so a lot of people, the argument that I see is that they're setting a precedent is, like, kind of the core of it. It's like they're setting a precedent, and it's only going to get, like, worse from here is what people will say. And it's like, yeah, because they just have to find a way to make more money, which I think is a bigger problem. Like, there's another conceptual problem that we could argue about, but, like, it's the reality. And so yeah, it's only gonna like quote unquote get worse from here because that's just how it works, unfortunately. And so it's just like a level of some people are, as soon as things started to get a little bit dicey with how many stubs you couldn't make anymore, some people left the game. Maybe next year people will leave because of like this Willie Castro type situation, which is fair. Like people want to play free to play and want to get the best cards. Like they have a right to know where to spend their time. So isn't 2K like completely pay to play now? Like no way you could hop into park the first day you get into the game and try and compete. Yeah, I would think so. We were just talking about that a minute ago. Cause oh man. Big swing from Nicholas. Yeah, even like the last time I really grinded Park, the last 2 years that I grinded Park were like 21 and like 19, something like that. 22 and 19, somewhere around there. And even then, back in 19, I remember I had some free time, so I literally grinded offline like hours every day for probably 2, 3, 4 weeks. I don't think I got my character above like 85 at the most. And so unless you're willing to put in like tons of hours in the first 2-3 months, yeah, you have to pay. Like Dirty Bird was saying, you have to pay. And like it's not a little bit of money either. You're paying 100, 150 bucks. And I think one of those years I actually did put the money in. I grinded out one player and I didn't like the build. And then I said, fine, I'm gonna put in money. And then I put in like decent enough money to get my player up to, I don't know, some competitive level. Not insane competitive, but just enough to like be usable. And then I quit like a week later. But that's just me. It's not a function of how it works. It's just funny when that happens. Since it's not my main game. And there are certain games like that where it's a question of, like you said, like, can you compete? Like MLB The Show, you could walk into a ranked game, mess around with like, I don't know, you pretty much can automatically get a team full of golds on day one. And the thing is, you can compete with that in MLB The Show. Because you'll do that. You'll have games where you've got your gold team and you're going up against Carlos Beltran team. And you can still compete. 50 bucks gets you 85 with no animations. Is that the max you can do at the beginning, or is it 90? I think it used to be 90, right? And yeah, I guess I don't know like the inner workings. 85's max. Okay. I don't know the inner workings of 2K anymore, but yeah, it's also not just raw stats that you have to worry about. So
That's a ball.
I'm sure that 50 bucks could turn into 150 real quick. Oh yeah, because they'll have like badges and all that kind of stuff. I've only played maybe 1 year with the badges. God dang it. 2 years with the badges. The time I played before that, I don't think they had them. I'm going to go with a new pitcher here. And be obnoxious. You unlock extra overalls very quickly, so if you want to keep grinding, upgrading needs more money. They still have the badge system, yeah. I like the badge system. It just became a thing where like it felt hard to grind the. I'll put it this way: it felt hard to grind the badges when my overall wasn't up either. Like it felt like in order to grind, I needed to have the attributes. which feels a little bit backwards as well.
Now batting, left fielder, Cody Bellinger.
Anyway, I didn't think this was going to be an SDS glazing stream, but here we are. I guess I had enough roasting SDS streams in a row.
No, that's it.
Ooh,
Two
that's
and
not
two.
the pitch. That's a little bit better. Did they ever add the tarp back in center field in day games? Because it looks like there's a tarp there in center field now, right? At least on day one, there were fans sitting in center field. Like, there was a challenge of the week in the very first week here, and it was during daytime, and you couldn't see the ball.
Ball.
But it looks like they did add it back, so that's good. Oof. Smoked.
He's out.
But I pretty much got it where I wanted. Probably wanted a little lower, but any higher, and that's a home run.
Leading off for Chicago, the first baseman, Todd Helton.
They did bring in the lefty. Didn't exactly realize until now. Has anybody done anything cool with, I don't want to say microtransactions, because I feel like most people don't feel like anything about microtransactions is cool, but any creative ways that we've seen monetization that's actually like kind of good for both the spenders and the non
Got him.
free-to-play players? All I can think of right now is like some games that are purely like cosmetics. There's some decent shooters,
Ball.
a decent few games that are just shooters with cosmetics that you pay for, and really nothing you purchase affects the game.
That's a ball.
Fortnite has it for skins,
Two
so
balls,
that
no
works.
strikes. That's foul.
Season pass that gives you the coins back, that's also true. I think it's really smart, depending on how they slice it too. Because I used to be someone who, like, if I bought a season pass, I was finishing the season pass no matter what. If they had the coins to get, like, if they had the coins in the past that I would get them back, I would always finish it. But that didn't last for like super long. And I would say out of, let's say the last like 10 season passes, 10, 20 seasons passes that I've bought across games for the last like 3 to 5 years, I've probably finished it like a quarter of the time, maybe even less. I could have got him at second. I got him at second. I threw the cutoff and I was like, shoot, I didn't need to do that. But we get away with it. But I was gonna say, like, the fact that they give you the coins back is, number one, it makes you want to play more, which is smart for them. And then there's probably a decent amount of people like me who start the pass and then get busy and then can't finish it, and so you don't end up getting the coins back, and so you have to buy the next pass. And that helps them too.
0-2.
Because I always thought that was really silly when I first started doing it, right? Because, like, I would finish the pass every time. So I was like, why would they just give it to you for free, and then, like, you're paying $10 one time and then getting all these battle passes for free? And then I quickly learned that
0-2.
there's probably a lot more people that aren't finishing than I thought. But now I get to the point where it's like, okay, I didn't finish last season's pass, so I'm not going to spend on this season's pass because I know I didn't finish the last one.
Out of there.
The one thing that gets me to buy the pass, though,
Hey, ha.
is not actually the coins.
0-1.
The coins are a part of it, but the thing that really gets me to buy a pass is if they have XP bonuses.
No balls. 2 strikes.
Because the XP bonus makes it feel like if I don't get the pass, then I'm not going to finish the pass. So there's like some really interesting trickery going on there. Surprised SDS doesn't do a season pass. Yeah, I think it's mostly just because they do it's not a free-to-play game, I think is the main reason. And my tinfoil hat theory of the last couple of years is that sets and seasons was meant to be a test to see if they would be able to do, number one, like a free-to-play live service game, if they would be able to transition to that some way, somehow, in the future.
Put 3.
Or at the very least to do a season pass. And the fact that it seemingly failed miserably, I think they had potential, and I think they made a lot of silly decisions that they didn't need to do that could have gone a lot better.
0-2.
Who knows if the whole concept just wouldn't work, or if the way that they went about it was just poor. But I don't know if we'll end up seeing one, because
Ball.
I think if there was any possibility of it happening, it would have been if the last 2 years were successful. 'Cause the only way they could do a live service game with like a free-to-play one game and stop doing like the yearly releases, I think the only way they could do that is if they wipe your team
0-1.
at certain intervals.
Nope, that's in.
And since that basically is what sets and seasons was, and it didn't go well, I don't think
Ball. That's high.
they'll go for it. I think it would be probably better for the game if they could find a way to do it. Number one, because of the release cycle. It feels like they're doing probably, I don't know, 6 months of work so that they can release the game every year. And I think that slows down
Ball.
what we want to see as improvements. And I think it would be like cool for content. Like I feel like they could really get out of the rut that is created by the structure. Like we kind of know what's coming every year, right? Like beginning of the year, we got some prospect cards coming out. Then we got the All-Star. Like we're kind of bound to the schedule that MLB has itself. And it would be kind of interesting if they, I thought you could have caught that. It'd be kind of interesting if they just like were, instead of wiping your team every 365 days at the end of the season or the beginning of the season, whatever you want to call it, it'd be kind of interesting if like one year they wipe it right before the All-Star game. So like the All-Star cards end up being your base cards for the season. So your All-Stars are like 85 overall. And then like the start of the new season, I don't know, like your live series are kind of boosted. So I think getting out from under the thumb of like MLB season could make it more creative.
1-1.
Like how they're doing power creep. Yeah, power creep returning is cool. I still think there were probably ways they could have done sets and seasons well. I think the way they did it was just really bad. And the way they did it the first year, I really liked the idea of doing, you know, the 2 seasons combined or whatever. However they were doing that, like you have 2 sets in a row, like 1 and 2 in the first 2 seasons, stuff like that. So there are certain things about that which was like, I thought they thought it out pretty decent. And some parts about it, like the fact there was 0 power creep in there, where you could have had way faster power creep even, but they just had 0 power creep for some reason. That kind of ruined it. What up, Flatwoods? Problem with power creep is how bad they quote-unquote make cards. Yeah, we were getting into that a little bit earlier. Especially with the Willie Castro debate, all that kind of stuff. So that's where, like, overall, like, you put all the cards together and you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then you kind of dissect, like, okay, what's happening with this chase pack? What's happening in this individual drop? And I think that causes it to get a little bit diluted almost. Oscar Charleston in right field. I got it right at the top of the green. If you saw where I pressed the arrow, I don't know if it actually, like, you can tell on the screen when I pressed it. But there was a robbery that I tried to do last week on stream, and I pressed it like as soon as I got into the green, and then he like jumped too early. Before he even reached the fence, he just jumped. So I was like, okay, I need to get a little bit closer. And I think I hit it right at the end of the green. I'm going to hold on to the lead for just a little bit longer. That's great. What you playing today, Flatwoods?
1-0.
Yeah, I think... What's happening here? Let's see. Let's see what happens in the next few years. I just hope they just keep trying to be creative, because
2 balls, 1 strike.
we've had some peaks, some really good years and experiences and moments in content history. But I don't know. I feel like the last 4 years, people haven't really gotten excited for that much.
Ball.
You know?
Count is
Co-oping with Greg right now. Just grinding some show. Fair enough.
3.
Did you play Weekend Classic at all? We can get a couple more insurance runs here. We scored early, and then we didn't really score after that.
0-1.
3-3, me too. Still chasing every pitch, me too. You do be like that.
1-2.
I tried to use my speed team this Weekend Classic though. I only used my like best team for 1 game, and I did lose that game. So actually my speed team went 3-2. If we're keeping score here.
2-2.
But even with my speed team, I probably stole like a total of 4 bases over those 5
Got a
games.
full count.
So it's not like they were really doing anything for me. But every once in a while, I'll have like a player where,
Runner, take your
I don't know,
base.
the speed kind of forces them into a bad defensive mind, and so they make some mistakes. That'll happen, but
No, that's low.
I haven't really been
Ball.
stealing bases that much. How many bunts? Probably 0. Once in a while, I'll bunt with like PCA.
Let's go, baby.
But I think I had more home runs with PCA that weekend than I did bunt singles. So 7 straight hitters. Oh my god. Never loved to see that. I heard co-op. Hello, Zach.
1-0.
You want in the next one? It was good timing. We're top of the 9th right now. We can get you in the next game if you'd like.
Hike 1. 1-1.
A
Foul.
fair? Dang. Is Xbox allowed? Yes. You do have crossplay on for co-op at least. Not for regular ranked. Anybody else interested in playing co-op, by the way? We've already got the game started today, so if Zach wants to play, we'll play with Zach and Greg the rest of the stream. But if anybody wants to play next week, just let me know, and I'll try to like kind of look out / wait for you if you're not there at the beginning of stream, because I don't want to say like, okay, be there like right at the beginning of stream, otherwise you won't get to play, all that kind of stuff. But ideally, we would start at the beginning of the stream, and if I know to wait for somebody, then we can do that as well. Sounds good, Zach. Oh, Mike Lowell. They threw the ball away. Actually, they threw the ball away, but it didn't result in anything. It wasn't like an error. I was going to say those would end up being unearned runs, but no, they're still earned. I'd feel bad for bringing it down. No, that's okay.
0-1.
I'm playing in like the 600s anyway. And I have like 3 hits, so
0-2.
I think we would make a good team. You're so bad. I mean, it's your choice. Whatever you want to do. I'm down to play with anyone because I don't want to say like I don't care about losing in the sense that I'm not trying to win, because I am trying to win. But I also have like no emotional attachment to winning and losing right now in this game. Yeah, we got to find out what Zach's plans are these days. No Discord. I have not been doing any Discord for these.
Ball.
And the main reason is that like
Ball.
the reason I'm not doing Discord, by the way, is I know a couple of people had asked. Because I was doing Discord when we were playing certain games in previous years. And then when I came back after I had quit streaming, I decided I wasn't going to do any like Discord streams just because I knew I was only streaming once a week. And so that like it was really my content, because if it's just once a week, I don't want to necessarily like dilute it or whatever.
Full count.
That's why I haven't done any Discord calls. Although those were fun times. It was fun to have everybody in Discord chat and all that. Like, it was fun for me. But it's a lot harder for me to interact with chat when I am in Discord calls. Dude food once a week is better than no dude food. I agree with you. And I think a lot of people did as well. And so we back. And I'll hopefully be playing MLB for a while. We're going to see what happens. I don't know if I want to renew my PlayStation Plus or not. We'll see. If we're having a lot of fun on the co-op streams, we're going to keep doing it. Otherwise, we might switch over to like Road to the Show or
That's up.
I can't even say it because I'm going to get too many people's hopes up, but you know, chat franchise is always in the back of my mind. It's always there. It's just like logistically doesn't make sense. We'll see though. It's always there in the back of my mind. I'm always thinking like every once in a while I have a thought like, hey, what if we did chat franchise it this way? And then for some reason I'm like, it probably wouldn't work. But once I do find an idea that works, you know, it's always on the table. Haven't streamed since 2022. Dang.
Foul ball.
Yo, Zach with the prime for 23 months. Appreciate you, sir.
Nope. Ball.
Thank you very much. All channel revenue at this point is going to children's hospitals for the rest of the year. Most likely it's going to be Chicago Children's Hospital. I haven't 100% decided yet, but well, that is the vibes. Go foul. Log it down, Randy.
Nope. Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
There we go. Oh, that's not strike 3 thing.
2-2. Functions account.
Thought it had to be strike 3. There's strike 3. No problem. Mike Lowell was a 1 for 4 with a homer. Carlos Correa, though, was 3 for 4. And we're up to 587. So we started at 550 after not making it to World Series last season and here. So there you go. These were 2 cards I was looking at right before this game. The Biggio and the Grisham. So we got Grisham. We get some some ranked seasons rewards. We'll open those up, and then I'll send an invite back to Greg and Zach. Zach and Greg, who wants to be the closer? Who wants to be player number 3? GG's, Greg. That was a close game. Well, closer than I thought it would be. Zach will close. All right, he's going to lock it down. Does that mean you're bringing Zach Wieters to the table? Y'all can yell at me. Yeah, that's what I should have said. I should have said, who wants to be the scapegoat? Who wants to take the bullets for us? And Zach has graciously agreed. So he's definitely going to close with Matt Wieters. If you know, you know. Ball and pack. Got to pick the Children's Hospital. True. Fast forward to early this year, my nephew had a liver transplant at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. He's been a fighter ever since he's born. Wow. How's he doing now? That's difficult to go through. Hope he's doing a lot better. Shout out Cincy Hospital. Maybe they'll be on the table for choices. Watched the video recently. Nice. Right back at you, Flatwoods. Appreciate all the support, man. I'm glad we were able to do something for some good causes throughout the years. How's the food, dude? I'm doing good. I'm going to send it real quick. I've been pretty busy with work and traveling. And hopefully that's all slowing down soon. We got an apartment lined up for next month. We should be moving. And then, yeah, work this week at least work slowed down, so that was good. And I have to go all the way to the bottom for Zach. Ooh, there we go. Can't complain, just busy. This is the first time I've actually been like busy for real. So I feel like I had a lot of stuff kind of going on big picture before. But like on a day-to-day basis, I had a decent amount of free time. These days, like I'm actually busy to the point where like day-to-day I have to really plan stuff out like a week in advance. But it is a nice feeling to be like productive and actually get stuff done. So I've also historically been a procrastinator. And I feel like these days, like I actually do the stuff I need to do, like kind of on time. Gotta be tough. Yo, Flatwood's coming in with a sub as well. Coming in with a tier 1 for 22 months. Appreciate you, sir. Who knows? Maybe we will do a little something this year. Maybe we'll do another event. Maybe a Dude Eats Food. Maybe we bring that back. I would love to, again, on the topic of being busy, I'd love to have the time to put together a fun event like that. Santander, Michael Garcia, Helton and McMahon. We got some Rockies. We got some lefties. Got some switch hitters. We got an Andres Munoz. Let's hit it to the night lights. Let's go. Yo, Flatwood's gifting a sub to Diablo. Gifted 130 in the channel. Goodness. We should bring back the counter at the top. Instead of the monthly gifted, we should bring back the all-timers. My thing's frozen. I can't move anything right now. Hopefully that changes. Yo, thank you, Flatwoods. Thank you again for the gifted to Diablo. Once again, all subs go into children's hospitals through the rest of the year. The opponent left the match. All right. At least now we know which cards to pick. Appreciate you, man. Good luck on the grind tonight, sir. I don't know if I should get into it today, but maybe just because it's fresh. Like the Overwatch mode that I was talking about that they finally dropped. Been playing this week and it's been super fun. And it's interesting because it's a multiplayer mode. A little bit of context. I'll just get a little bit of context. Overwatch 2 was supposed to have a big PvE, like 4-player co-op thing when it launched. It was supposed to have it when it launched. Before it launched, we knew that that part was getting delayed. And they were just going to launch the PvP with a little bit of PvE. But over time, they eventually fully killed the PvE. And so we knew that it was just going to be an online player versus player experience the rest of the way. Now we finally got to the point where they released a mode that's PvP, taking some of the PvE elements. And because of that, it made the game at launch, it made that mode a lot more casual. It's frozen again. You might have to either... first of all three of us make sure, because I think it's going to kick us again. All three of us make sure that crossplay is on. I'm going to restart my console. And if you guys are able to, try to restart your console as well. Sometimes that was happening a lot at the beginning when the game first came out, but it hasn't happened recently. And usually when you restart game, it's fine. But yeah, so Overwatch made a mode that was a completely fresh, deep mode, but the way that they made it deeper made it a little less competitive, a little bit more casual, but also deeper, if that makes any sense. And so like that, always gets me thinking of like what they could be doing in MLB The Show for the same thing. Is there room for them to make a more casual mode that has more depth to it, in turn making it more fun, in turn making when you do play the more competitive mode, that also becomes more fun? Because right now it's kind of like ranked or BR, like events is pretty much nothing, which I think was by design, but that's for a different conversation. So I don't know. I would love to see it. I would love to see just more ways for them to make the game more fun. 'Cause I feel like they kind of limit themselves. Some feels like to the concept of the simulation baseball. Which is obviously the core of the game. But I feel like there's a lot more that could be done with other modes. Which we've talked about a decent bit, but I feel like the conversation always comes back to like send again, got you. I feel like the conversation always comes back to like a more competitive mode. Like people say that ranked isn't competitive enough. Now that they've added the weekend league, and hopefully they are willing to continue to build on that. I don't know, like something like this, like co-op. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty popular, like streamer mode, content mode. Could be wrong about that. I haven't really been following content too much, but has the potential for it. And I wish they would build on that. Like I almost feel like you don't need more modes than ranked BR events co-op. I don't feel like you need more. I feel like you just need to really maximize them. Weekend League and co-op would both be fun with a few tweaks. Absolutely. 100%. I don't necessarily think you need more than 4 modes to have like a lot of fun. But I think they're all stale. Yo, T. Layton was good, man. What is up? I'm good, man. Last time I saw you, I feel like, were you graduating at the time? So you were like moving and stuff. This was probably like 3 years ago. Yo, Dibs is passing along the sub gifting to Jackie. Flatwoods gifted one to Dibs. Dibs gifts one to Jackie. All subs going to children's hospitals for the rest of the year. Appreciate you, man. A lot of goats in the chat. But I'm good, man. I've just been working, got married last year, moving next month. Grinding IRL, you know? And I say this, I feel like I say this every week now too. Whenever I play co-op on stream, it's just like they plopped co-op in the game. And yeah, they've in the background they're tweaking some server stuff here and there. But I just wish like they tweaked it one time in 4 years, 3 years, whatever. Yo, Flatwood's also gifting a sub to T. Layton. Hops in, gets one immediately. And we got a golden Kappa train. Is that like the start of a hype train? A golden Kappa. Yip. Having life figured out, what's that like? Greg, did your game load, by the way? Thank you for the additional gifted to T. Layton. Appreciate you, Flatwoods. Congrats on marriage. Thank you, sir. What up, Webb? How you doing, sir? Reading timeout? Reading timeout, yeah. Having life figured out. I don't know about all that, but it is a funny concept. I was saying earlier, like actually being busy for the first time and like actually doing stuff. That goes hand in hand with feeling like things are happening when you do the things. Because I didn't feel like that when I was in school. When I was in school, I felt like I tried really hard at times. And then I would not try at all sometimes because I was so discouraged by the times when I did try hard and like there was no like quote unquote success, or like I wasn't getting the results that I thought would have correlated with the hard work. And so I did give up at times. Working on some league stuff. Nice, nice. Did anybody make trades at the trade deadline web? So that part of it, Zach, is cool. Once you're on that side, it takes some, I don't know, some mentality shifts. I had to like learn some different ways to look at things, get a little healthier physically. But at that point, and I started seeing hard work start to map to actual results. That's when I got busy to the point where like it was good busy because I felt like when I put the time in and effort into things, they were happening. So that was really cool. So that's how I answer your question. No trades, interesting. I'm gonna back out of this game. I don't know where Greg went. I haven't seen him in chat either, so I'm gonna just go ahead and send you a twos game, Zach. And if Greg shows up before we get into a game, I'll go back and invite him again. It might have been a glitch where like it said that he accepted, but he never actually got an invite. You never know. You never know what kind of glitches there are. 24 this year. I'm trying to think in my head. Did I think you were older or younger than 24? If you asked me to guess what your age was right now, I would have said 22. Had to restart? Okay. I would have guessed 22. Now it's fine. I got 2 cats, nothing else too serious. Got you. You're 18 when we met? Yeah. And it feels like 4 years ago. And I'll stick to it. I feel like the year or two that I quit streaming was just like dead time. So it's hard to like conceptualize that part. Good. Okay. I don't want to dox you, T. Layton. I don't know enough information to really dox you, but the job I'm working now, this might be interesting. That's why I'm bringing it up. But the job I'm working now is like Wisconsin based, like construction / HVAC stuff. I do like fire alarm. I feel like that was in your scope, kind of, from what I remember. That'd be funny if like we have jobs that intersect somehow. What was the last player I used last time? Correa? Correa went 3 for 4. I'll use him again. Lost a C-Max, so number 1 seed hangs in the balance. Ooh. I don't know if you did this already. I didn't look. But it would be fun to see like the post that you made about all the playoff implications. If you just did like strike throughs. On the original post. Strike throughs are like highlight which ones have happened. So we've got C-Mac clinches number 1 seed if win versus Webb. So if you like did a strike through on that original post. And then as the week goes on, we kind of see like some of the possibilities falling away. Was planning to? Nice. That'll be exciting. The magic number gets closer to 0. But I'm also in the office mostly. Got you. We do have a Madison office for our company. We're not based out of Madison, but we do have a remote one. Okay, Greg is back. Sorry, Zach. Hopefully this doesn't force you to restart. I will resend. But one of our offices in Madison. Our other office is in Chicago, so I do go to that office. And we got a bunch of other ones in Wisconsin. Restarting. Okay, just let me know when you're back. I'll try to get 2 more games in. Hopefully we can get a quit here, but with the dead time in between games, I might not be able to. So this may or may not be the last game of the stream. We'll see. Let me do a quick calendar check while we're here. We got a bunch of stuff happening the next few weeks, including some more travel, including some more people visiting. Let me double check if I'll be streaming next week. Next week is the 21st. Man, I can't remember. Let's keep an eye out on Discord. Good. All right. Let me resend. The next, like, basically a month. Maybe I will even say 2 months. I would say the next 2 months, I have no idea if or when I would be streaming. There's just a bunch happening. So I apologize ahead of time if there's any last minute cancellations. I will try not to do anything last minute, but as always, there's no promises. What else is cool? What else cool is coming out in this game? By the way, did anybody see Julio Rodriguez's home run robbery today? Because after he robbed the home run, I don't know if this is a thing that's been happening, but after he robbed the home run, I'm pretty sure they did like fireworks after his catch. Because like you got home run fireworks, but I don't know if I've ever seen. I haven't watched a lot of baseball recently, but I don't know if I've seen defensive plays resulting in like fireworks and like the lights being flashed and everything. So that was kind of cool. All right. I'm pretty sure McMahon and Helton were for Greg, and then Santander and Michael Garcia. Helton. Garcia does not have the platoon, but it'll be both behind lefties anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Hopefully everybody's good with this. If you're not, too bad. If you're in construction in the Midwest, you're probably about to get really busy with the weather getting nice. True. Thankfully, we do more of the interior stuff. We're usually like contracting some of the interior stuff. But my team specifically, like our Chicago location, is all about the data centers. And the data centers are super hot, just with all the AI and stuff going on. So we're already at capacity to the point where we've like doubled our team in like 6 months. Just from that. Dumper. That being said, if you exist in the Midwest and you have to go outside, then you're definitely interacting with construction, because whatever road you take to work is definitely going to be under construction.
Leading off for Chicago, the second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Ball.
Oh, that ball looks funky.
1 ball, 1 strike. Hit right. 1 ball,
That's
2
not a
strikes.
sinker. And releases from like kind of low. So even that high fastball comes out very strange. Updated so far, nice. Stay fair. That ball's 100 off the bat. Well, it's definitely staying fair. Stayed very straight. And that's 391 off the bat. That's like kind of hard to hit it that direction. Don't know if it's similar, but I'm actually working towards into data analytics. Don't mind what I do, just not sure I see myself doing it for the next 40 years. Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. That was one thing that I was kind of looking at when I was trying to get my first job. I like didn't know what I wanted to do. And a lot of people recommended data analytics. Oh, I forgot it's 3-player. I was like, why is my PCI moving? So that sounds like a good place to be.
1-2.
I like the field I'm in. Specifically what I do, I just feel like, oh, they're going to Randy Johnson right away. All right. Specifically what I do, I feel like is more...
1-0.
I feel like I'm kind of bottom of the barrel and like arbitrating between people with the big guns from time to time. That makes it a little difficult, but I can definitely see a path from where I'm at. Getting thrown out at third to end the inning. That's not baseball.
0-1.
Is Dan still here? I haven't seen him chat in a little bit. But maybe adult Dan is a lurker. Who knows? Maybe he's busy too. Said he still has a couple weeks left of school. I have a 7 ERA with Randy Johnson. The opponent team has surrendered. Oh, is it because we have Randy Johnson in this ballpark? I didn't pick the ballpark, so I'm guessing they couldn't see the ball. Adult Dan? How old is Dan now? You don't want to know, Zach. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. Well, after a half-inning game, I definitely have time for one more, so I'm going to go ahead and send it, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. You don't want to know, Zach. Okay, I'm going to hit the start game, then I'm going to be back in a minute. Y'all see you, Flatwoods. Thank you again for the gifteds. Good to see you as always. Have a great night. Hey, let me see if I can find a game real quick. Which will likely be the last game of the night, unless we manage to find another group of quitters. All right. Away we go. Are you 30 yet? Almost. Got about 8 more months. We are not too far away. Much as I hate to think about it. Unk. Yeah. Zach, you the unk. There he is, Dibs. We found him. DeGrom is back. Well, at least we are not playing another game in Fenway. Because we did Challenge of the Week in Fenway, and I made a comment about it while we were there. And then we played a game in Fenway. And then we played another game in Fenway. But they quit after half an inning. Because they couldn't see the ball from Randy Johnson in Fenway.
Leading off for the All-Stars, the catcher, Ted Simmons.
Home team with Ted Simmons leading off against us.
0 balls, 1 strike.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Good luck, boys. Zach was just wondering how old you were, Dan. And I told him he doesn't want to know. Unless he wants to feel like Unk as well.
Ball. 1 and 2.
Oh, the one thing that DeGrom can do is throw the hard fastball, so I'll make use of it, I guess.
Ball outside.
Dan can buy lottery tickets. Unfortunate reality, because I feel like he's going to be buying a lot between now and bankruptcy.
That's a ball. Hey, ha.
Dan is currently on the path to becoming the youngest bankruptee in the history of the United States of America.
Ball 4. Take your base.
I told you, Zach.
That's a ball.
It's going to be a tough pill to swallow. If he's old, that means you're old.
Ball. 2-0. Ah. 2-1.
Yikes. Mashed a second, but that's the only way you can get Ellie on a double play, and we still don't. Is that Correa at shortstop? Who's my shortstop? Michael Garcia. Oh, I don't have Correa. This is a 2-player game.
Hee-haw.
Sorry, 3-player game.
0 and 1.
I refuse to believe that. Has he matured According to every government in the world, yeah.
That's a ball.
Is 18 actually the oldest age of adulthood? Nobody has an age older than that. Like, we do 21 for like drinking and stuff like that, but still considered an adult at 18. No maturity. Brian Reynolds takes Satchel Paige deep on the first pick. Ford World Series run? We might. We might just have enough time to do it too. Maybe a couple more of these streams. We can jump up 100 points each. We're good to go.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
You just have to win every single game. Got it.
Ball.
Hmm.
1-1. Two.
Anybody using the Satchel Page? I think I bought him the other day, but I don't think I've used him yet.
Count is full.
And I feel like I faced him a bunch. Way more than even Randy and John Donaldson. I'm guessing he's like easier to get than those guys too, but try to air out on the sinker there.
Ball.
Did I hit anything with Albies in that last game? I think I did. I think I hit a home run with him.
1-2's the count.
Well, that might have been my one run last game before the quit.
Get there.
Red Sox lost again on a walk-off? Dang. Did they just rob a home run too?
Move it.
Missed it by just a little bit. Go back to first.
He's up.
Zach with 2 base running errors in 2 games. That's devastating. That's the kind of thing that gets you sent down to the minors. Isn't here just there without a T? Yeah, Gooch. I would agree with that.
That's a ball low.
He's running laps after the game, right? Might as well start the polls now in between innings. Thought it was 2 outs. Yeah, I got that part. Left center home run for Ketel Marte against DeGrom. How you doing, DeGrooch? I'm rusty. I don't believe you. / I don't care. No mental rust allowed.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Hold the pole, start running. A lot of monster trucks out there
Ball.
for you to have to look at.
1-2. No ball.
Not looking good, Zach. The people are speaking. They're speaking out. Found your Outsiders hoodie? Me too, actually. I keep losing it, and then I keep finding it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's where it is. Gotta wear it on stream one of these days.
Hiya! 0-1.
No more polo ball.
Nope.
Just because he found his outsider's hoodie?
1-1.
Wow, only one person said no. I wonder who it could be.
1 and 2's the count.
3 people said no. 4 people said no. Is Zach on his alt account somehow? Is Jackie just rigging it somehow? I don't think there's as many people in chat as voted. I don't know how that works.
He's go.
Well, I guess Jackie's not the only mod. I guess Zach and Jackie were probably both pressing yes and no equally. And I'm guessing Jackie had to end it in a dub. That's my guess.
No, that's out.
What you playing tonight, group? Hey, Evan Carter in right field. This is going to be the last co-op game of the night, but if anybody wants to play, just let me know, and I can kind of look out for you next week. Or next time, whenever the next time is that we stream co-op. We can even do we can do a queue if you would like. I don't think anybody else is in the queue right now. Conquest the Rockies City Connects. Nice. Do you have the White Sox City Connects? The real ones? Wait, do I even know what the Rockies City Connects looks like? Because I've seen, I think, Miami's.
No balls.
And I've
2
seen White
strikes.
Sox. You do not. Wow. Big hater hours. Let's see how Zach runs himself out this time. And I was looking for that pitch, got it, and then let go of the PCI in the middle, apparently.
Hey!
Need a Ronnie Mauricio card.
0 and 2.
There's one in out of the park.
He's out.
No way they got rid of Southside. Sad days. Now they got their softball jerseys.
Back one. That's a ball.
They had like kind of
1
similar
ball, 1
looking
strike.
jerseys, like with red and black during like the second Players Weekend thing a few years ago. Maybe it was inverted. Let me see what they had.
Derek! Come on, Jacob. Hoo-yah!
This is just showing me the new jerseys.
Ball.
It was kind of inverted. It was like a V-neck, and then it was a black jersey with red sleeves. And I think I like that one a lot. And that's what I was kind of saying. Like, this new jersey is like too red for me. And maybe I was picturing that old jersey. Looks like a jersey you would buy for Ken Griffey Jr. if you only knew that he played for the White Sox and the Reds, but you liked Chicago more. That's a good way to put it. And I'll agree with you.
Nope. Ball. Full count.
Very true. But what can we do about it? Except buy another jersey. Man, I'm so far away from wanting to buy a White Sox jersey. Like,
Let's go, Jacob.
the only one I really bought was the Southside jersey. I think that's the only jersey I ever got. Just trying to think if I would. Like, if the White Sox were good right now, Would I buy the new City Connect jersey? Do I like it enough to do that? I don't know. Maybe it's just something about the fact that looking at the White Sox in general makes me sick. So it doesn't matter what jersey it is. I don't know. Probably not.
1 and 2.
But I'm glad I got the original
2-2.
ones. Southside Mazzara is all anyone ever needs. Also true.
Ball.
I wonder if he was on the team that year.
Full count.
I got a freaking Eloy Jimenez jersey. Now he's hitting walk-offs against Craig Kimbrell in AAA for the Rays. It's been a long journey in over 3 years since I got that jersey.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
No, rip.
Hustle up.
I'm just surprised.
He's up. You are kidding me.
I'm surprised Mazzara was able to get a job. That was the same pitch I homered on. And this time I decided not to jam the PCI. This is why it's extra cursed. Ah, I see. Yeah, I guess they stopped making the playoffs as soon as Mazzara left.
One ball, 2 strikes.
You know what makes me actually more sad than these jerseys?
Got him.
Is there was a point a couple of years ago where I decided like I was going to get on a good plan so I could save money, etc., etc. And then right after I decided I was going to stop spending money on dumb stuff that I don't need right now, there were like, I want to say there's at least one, maybe 2 minor league teams that did Ninja Turtle jerseys. And then they put them up for auction.
No, that's it.
And it was the right decision not to get it because I had to go with my plan. Oh man. All I can do is hope that someday in the future there will be another Ninja Turtles jersey. Because for now I missed out.
Hee-haw. 0-1.
The jersey that this person has kind of looks like Ninja Turtles jerseys. The A's alternate jerseys.
Get down.
That's 2 home runs for Ketel Marte in this game. I got it.
Hey. Hey.
Couple of balls dropping in there for strike 1 and 2. Let's see if we hang this one. I wasn't getting a good input there. And a homie takes strike 3. Homered on the first pitch against Satchel Paige, and squad has not done anything since. Some hard hit balls, though. I will say that. Some sharp grounders. That one, not so sharp. Todd Helton trying to be patient.
That's a ball.
Ooh.
That's a ball. 2-2.
Oh.
3.
That looked like he had that. Grom's at 54 pitches. Just let me know whenever we need a replacement. We do have Randy Johnson available. He can cover 4 or 5 innings if we need
It's
him
0-1.
to. Not catching that one, unfortunately.
Let's go, Jacob.
We are going to catch this one. That's a bold thing to say. In this game, you never know. Even that play, you never know if he's just going to lock on and run past the ball or never lock on. Way too early of a call.
Here, what? 0-1.
There's going to be a pitch for him. That would have been the one. Looking to steal second here. Ball in the dirt, so he does take 2, but strike 3. It's going to flip to the top of the order here. 7 strikeouts for DeGrom. And I'm probably not getting any program or at least PXP stuff for this because I don't have this card. I think. I did grab a bunch of cheap egg hunt cards, but this one's a 90 overall, so I don't think he was one of the ones I picked up.
1-1.
Zach gets there. Michael Garcia, is that his name? There he is. Makes the play. Leads off the next inning. 1 for 1 in the game. There's a ball hit high and deep to right center. And gets off the top of the wall for a home run. We'll take it. Makes the play. Leads off. Hits a home run. We'll take it.
1-0.
We are now tied at 2, bottom 5.
One and one. Nope.
Finally took a pitch. That might be my first take all day. I don't remember taking any other pitches, to be honest. There you go. You go right back in there and I swing again.
2-2's the count.
Foul tip, please. Thank you. And then a perfect homer. That pitch was probably like trying to be buried. Just managed to hit the corner and we get it. Back-to-back homers to lead it off. Lefty Josh Donaldson coming in against John Donaldson, sorry. Against Evan Carter. If this was the Webster 98, he'd be hitting a home run against John Donaldson, that's for sure.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1-2.
You know it, the lefty from Webb. He's taking over the nation. That's an absolute dot. They brought back the percentile ranks. I didn't really look at it too well there, but I wonder if they fixed it. I wonder if that was why I was gone for a little bit. Gone for sure, right? I wonder if that was gone for some reason. 88%. I think they did fix it, it looks like. I think they fixed it.
0-1.
But the percentiles are still offline, so I would love to see it be online. But for now, pretty cool. Wow. Couple of strikeouts on that fork ball. Let me know if we need to pitcher at any point. Ramirez should be his third time up, so I think he has a walk. I probably walked him in the first inning.
No, that missed. That's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2.
Two. Jose Ramirez. Change up. Floats into the zone. That's going to be a home run. It's exactly where Ketel Marte hit it in the first or second inning.
That missed. That's a
3-3
ball.
now. I think
1-0.
probably next base runner, I'm just going to take him out. Oh, what a dive from Greg. That was like got some air time on that dive. There's a lot of dives that you get in this game where you're kind of sliding to the ball, and it's pretty clean.
0 balls, 1 strike.
But not as often do you get those flying dives.
No balls, 2 strikes.
That's one where you like for sure he had to dive. All right, if it's a lefty, he's coming out. If it's a righty, he's staying in. If it's a switch hitter, only because he has 2 home runs already. I'm flipping him to the left side, even though that's his better side. But we're just showing him something different. Dustin May probably could have been a decent pick too, but
That's a ball. That's inside.
a couple of hitters after him that I think are better against righties. So
Ball.
I guess we'll go to the lefty now. See if Brian Reynolds can get there once again. There's going to be a play at first here. And got him. That's a Zach Attack base running error right there. Did I make the last out last time? What did I do? With Brian Reynolds? Did I take strike 3? Did I not know I was batting? Oh no, I struck out on the fork ball away. That's what it was. I mean, I've definitely done that before where I don't realize that I'm the batter. But usually it's when I'm like not looking at the screen and then finally look back after a little bit. I was like, I don't think I did that in this game.
Ball.
I think this is the guy that like took strike 3 last time and took 2 other pitches in the zone, so maybe I should come right after him.
2-1.
Hopefully this one gets into the zone. Maybe they might have called that a strike, but at least he swung at it. Somebody's going to get that one for sure. Yeah, never a doubt. Got a little speed in right field, thankfully. They've also got Evan Carter. They're going to keep him in against the lefty. They know the vibes. Greg makes the play. And another lefty coming up.
It's 0-1.
I don't know. These guys have been hitting the away pitch a little bit better than they have the inside pitch. So he hits that one hard too, but pulled it.
He's out. Here we go.
On a pitch you just can't pull. It'll be interesting to see if we need to end up using some righty pinch hitters
0-1.
at the end of this game. I would think not, but let's see.
What was that?
Got him.
Figure it out.
The batter number 11, shortstop Michael Garcia.
Zach, do not Zach things.
That's foul.
I don't know, Joey. He's already got some base running blunders in this one. Not a line out in this one.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Kyle Higashioka.
Ball.
Higashioka, I think he took the lead for us last time he was up on a slider low and away, right after Zach had tied it. Sinker is definitely a pitch he could have homered on.
Hit it right. 1 and 2.
Swerve got me twisted, but I feel like I should have made contact with that. I feel like that should have been a foul ball.
One more time.
Hard hit once again. That one, though, was out of the zone, so I don't get as much of a exit velo. Really? Rip. Yeah. But he's also got the game-tying home run, so, you know, we can't make fun of him too much yet. Maybe later,
1-0.
though.
No, that's down. Ball. Yeah. Two balls,
Challenging him
one
with a
strike.
fastball up and in 2-0. I respect it.
That's a ball.
Definitely don't want to walk the leadoff batter here, lefty-lefty, though. So what we got? It's the dot away.
We got a full count.
Trying to challenge him away. And it's going to be in the zone. Line out. Zach makes the play 108 off the bat.
The batter, the catcher, Ted.
That was actually perfect. Good swing from them, but doesn't do anything.
Ball.
Got top of the 8th here. A couple of low-scoring games today.
Ha!
Might just come down to one big swing. Someone might have to try being a hero.
Sit him down. Sit him down.
And I'll pull that one through the infield. We definitely don't want to see Ketel Marte this inning.
The third baseman, Jose
That's all I will say.
Ramirez.
And Greg, let me know if you need any relief pitchers, by the way. You don't have to stick with Randy because I think we got like 6 diamonds in the pen between the 3 of us.
Hiya! That's a ball.
Let's get through here.
The tension's getting high.
Strike him.
And 103 and 85 against lefties.
Strike him.
Got to be inside edge, I think. I don't remember Jose Ramirez having any attributes over 100, but you never know, especially after like
Punch him out.
attribute updates and stuff. Get him looking on strike 3. Good stuff. Now we got lefty against Ellie. His worst side, so that's good.
You got this.
Fouls off the first one. Greg trying to lock it down here in the 8th so we can go score.
Hey, you got this. Swing.
The only base run he gave up so far was, well, in this inning anyway, was a pretty soft single, I would say. It was more good hitting than anything. Zach's going to get there, make the play from short. Evan Carter leading off. And Evan Carter, lefty, he's going to get on base doing what he does. I don't think I have that card paralleled much, so he's a 95 speed, 45 stealing. Nothing crazy. And that ball is going to get down. That's a fair ball on the line. Inside out swing from the dumper. And Greg is sending it. No throw home. I don't know if he got a bad animation or didn't realize that we were running, but if he hasn't had it, that was a very late swing, staying fair. Zach Bang, right?
Now pitching. Josh
Oh boy, look who it is. Can we bring it back? We were talking last time that two-run hater has not been a thing for a little while.
What you got?
But I think it might be time to revisit the old script.
Ball.
Game's starting to get a little laggy. Nice swing through the changeup. Can't bring back the two-run hater for myself just yet, but we got teammates. See what teammates can do. Try to make it two.
That's inside. Ball. Two and one.
2-1 from hater against the lefty.
Here.
Drops in the two-seamer. 2-2.
Did he
Check
go?
swing. The ball was barely outside, if at all. That ball looked like a strike to me. We won't tell ump, though. Too close to take. Strikes out on the full count. We got Santander.
Low ball.
I think Zach is going to make it out on purpose so that he can come in for the nail biter one-run save.
Hit. 1 and 2's the count. Nope. Ball.
Tough take inside on 2 strikes. All right, it's ball 3. Zach has taken strike 3 a couple times, trying to get to ball 4. Let's see what happens here. Payoff pitch again. Swings and misses. We need the insurance, right? I wouldn't mind. All right, we got Santander, Cattell Marte, Mickey Mantle. Marte's up against righties, so he's kind of even on both sides. Mickey Mantle's the only one that's better against lefties, but they might pinch hit by the time we get there, and he's a switch hitter. We got Ottavino, Munoz, Chapman, Jimmy Garcia. Or we can keep going with Randy Johnson. Prove me wrong, Zach. What do you think, Zach? Who you want? So it's just the 3 relievers between the three of us. 1 each. I'm going to give it another 5 seconds. Otherwise, Zach's going to keep going here with Randy Johnson. Otherwise, we're going to be out of pause time soon enough. I probably should have brought in another left fielder.
Ball.
Santander doesn't cover too much ground. Ryan Reynolds, not the fastest in center field. We do have Evan Carter in right, but primary left fielder. very quickly. Santander down 1-2 in the count. And Randy Johnson's going to snag that one. Makes the play, makes the out. Like, I can pretty much cover the mound to first base and to third base in one step.
1-0.
Gattel's got 2 in the game already. Other solo homer coming from, I believe, Jose Ramirez. High fastball, swing and a miss.
1-2.
1-2 count once again. Zach is really coming after him with Randy Johnson.
Ball.
That was a great pitch.
Strike him out.
Keeps that up. We're gonna prove Joey wrong for sure. There's a backhanded play. Michael Garcia takes too many steps and just barely makes the out. I was not feeling good about that one. When I looked up, he was not as fast of a runner as I thought, and still pretty far away from first base, but still took too many steps after getting the ball. I thought we were in trouble. Third baseman over to first. Zach locks it down. I think that's a win for Randy Johnson. I don't think he's getting a 3-inning save there. Yeah, he gets the win, no save. Because we took the lead. Well, yeah, we took the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Forgot about that. GG's. Good games, Zach and Greg. And we're going to go plus 97 today. Ending up at 647. Diamond PXP program. How did I get that one? Anything cool out of here? Ooh, Zach got a nice pull. Actually, I don't know if that guy's still a 90 plus. Who's in this pack? That pack is like, there's a pack inside of a pack inside of a pack. That was funky. Tony Oliva, who I already have apparently. And another cornerstone card. Finishing up that one. Are you able to like exchange these duplicate no-sell cards? Take a real quick look at the multiplayer program. We're going to find someone to raid. Multiplayer 3. Oh, we just started this one. Okay. This is the new Josh Hader that just came in to face us. Paul Marrow. And probably a hidden card here. Yep. Flawless Rewind. This card is 7K. And this card is 120K. All right. Pretty good progress on the multiplayer missions, but we didn't actually complete anything. GG's, boys. Fun times. Opening headliners first because the random headliner packet's so dumb, right? Love going 3-0 co-op. I think that's our new MO. We just show up and go 3-0. Just like that. But yo, thank you guys for hanging. Hope you had a good time. We're going to go find someone to raid. And, yeah. Still not exactly sure what's going on, like, stream-wise for the next few weeks, but keep an eye on Discord. Have a great night, Web. Have a great night, everybody. I'm trying to see what we're going to go over to. All right, we'll say I'm to Chase. He's probably playing BR. Let me see. Oh, he's also playing some co-op. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your week, guys. I will see you next time. Peace.